Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. I'm laughing because my mom just went through the yard and said, "What's with all these leaves?" It's been very windy. As you can see, the tree behind me is pretty much bare. Other trees behind me have some leaves left, but yeah, this one behind me is pretty much done. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this video. I got several things to say, and so maybe this will be one of my little, I don't know what you call it, a smorgasbord or a whatever, a golden corral, because it's going to be that terrible of opinions. First of all, I'm really glad winter seems to be on its way. It's definitely fall. It's chilly today. It's windy, but it's still sunny and beautiful like it is in Colorado. Hockey season's underway, as you guys know. If you'd like to listen to my hockey podcast, we're going to do another one tomorrow night, me and Mike, and we'll do episode 4, and I'll have it up on Friday probably. Then I'll do another podcast with Tom Sturgeon, and we'll probably complain a lot. So if you're into that, check it out. I'm also happy these guys are playing good. Back-to-back shutouts in the desert. They beat the Arizona Coyotes. They beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Maybe I'll talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about teams that are around now that weren't around when I was a kid. I had a fun conversation with my 24-year-old coworker today, and we have 32 teams in the NFL now. When I was a kid, we had 26, and he just thought that was hilarious. It's only 6 more, but he just thought it was so funny. I was like, yeah, Tampa Bay and Seattle came in 1976, and then all these teams moved around, and then we got Cleveland back, and we got teams have moved around so much I can't even keep track. But now we have 32. Tennessee got a team. You know, who knows? I can't keep track of all this. You know, anyway. Like I said, I'm sorry. You may be actually watching the initial stages of a man losing his mind. It's quite possible. You may have been watching that for all. I think we're right around episode 300. So you may have been watching that for the last 3,000 minutes if you've watched all of these. Thank you, and I'm sorry at the same time. I did want to talk about something I saw yesterday. Yesterday. I play Words with Friends. I play it too much. It's basically online Scrabble for those of you that don't know, and I love playing it. It's my only game I play. It's the only video game of that type that I play. I don't play Candy Crush or any of that stupid stuff. At least I feel like I'm using my brain a little bit with Words with Friends, so I like to play that a lot. And I'm cheap, as you guys also know, and so I do not cockeyed here, man. Better? I don't know, but I don't like to pay for online stuff if I can, so I don't. And if you pay, you avoid the advertising, which is fair. You know, they want to bring me advertising every couple of plays that I play on Words with Friends. I can deal with that. Some of the ads are annoying, but I saw one that was absolutely over the top yesterday. And for those of you who don't know, Amy Schumer, I think she's a solid comic, and I've actually seen her live. I saw her, probably about 15 years ago. I saw her open for one of my other favorite comics, Dave Attell, who I often forget to mention when I talk about my favorite comics. One of my very favorites. Just a filthy man. He kind of looks like me. He's a Long Island guy, and I absolutely love him. He just doesn't give a shit, and those are the kind of comedians I respect. It's like they're there to get laughs, but if they don't seem to really get too upset about it, and they just move along and do their jokes and keep writing and keep punching away and just try to be the best they can. But I watched Amy Schumer open for Dave Attell back at the Comedy Works downtown. Like I said, I want to say it was 2005, right around that time. And she was great. She did a great job, and she was hilarious. And the last couple years, she's come under fire. She had her own show, and it was almost like a Dave Chappelle type of show, where they did sketch comedy. They did, like, I think a monologue. I think she hosted. You know, that's the best way I can describe it. I haven't really seen it, but from my understanding, looking through the YouTube critiques that I've seen, it looks like a Dave Chappelle type of show. So she got in trouble because some of the sketches were either blatantly or somewhat ripped off, and you know, to be fair, this happens all the time, and I don't know if you can just blame Amy Schumer. You know, it feels like they're piling on her, and this often happens. It feels like like a black guy when he gets caught for a crime, right? He gets probably worse punishment and treated worse than the white guy that commits the same crime. And this is the same in comedy with women. A woman does something like that steals jokes. Carlos Mencia is almost celebrated for stealing jokes. He still has a career. He still does really well. Amy Schumer, people wanted to put her under the prison for apparently stealing jokes. Now, like I said, some of the sketches that and I don't even know if you can blame her for that. Some of the sketches, she has a writing staff, weren't even written by her, but they were absolutely lifted. You can tell if you watch the YouTube video on joke theft and Amy Schumer. You can see some of these are like, oh my god, they absolutely lifted a sketch from, usually not SNL because that'd be pretty blatant, but there are other sketch comedy shows out there. There's old stuff like SCTV, old stuff like Kids in the Hall that I love, the old Canadian show. There's gosh, what's it called? There's a pretty good one that Logan used to like, and it's kind of has a SCTV, Second City Television feel to it. But yeah, so the reason anyway that I wanted to talk about Amy Schumer, sorry, I said tangent. I'm gonna be tangential. I'm just all over the place. I didn't take my meds. I don't take meds yet, but I probably need to. I'm watching one of these ads on Words with Friends. Let's get back to the point. And Amy Schumer, it's a brief ad. It felt maybe 5 seconds long. It was really quick. Amy Schumer has a tampon in her mouth and strings hanging out. And she goes, see, that's how it works. This part goes in and the string stays out. I'm just like, okay. Maybe we've gotten so numb to shock value in this society that I was just like, yeah, okay, that just happened. But who's this ad for? I don't even know if I think it was for Tampax, but you know, everything's so fast these days, everything's cut and edited so fast, it probably flashed like that. It might have even been a subliminal ad for all I know. But Amy Schumer had a tampon in her mouth and is apparently trying to sell tampons that way for whoever. And I just found it, I wasn't really offended by it. It's not like it was bloody, but it was just like, all right, that's what this ad's gonna, that's the route they're gonna go to sell their product. But the reason I ask who's it for, who doesn't know? That's how Tampon works. You guys know from nearly 300 episodes of watching me babble, I'm kind of a clod. I mean, sometimes I have an intelligent thing or two to say, but for the most part, I'm a hockey watching, baggy-eyed old clod, just trying to ramble my way and have a good time in this life. And yeah, even I know how tampons work. I know where the string goes, and I know where the big part goes. So I don't know. It was just so weird. And then I started getting upset about advertising in general. I know I've talked about this before, but I get upset about the proliferation because it's just been pounding me. And I know I've talked about it before, but of ads for gambling sites, gambling apps, WinBet, Caesars, MGM. Some I can't even think. I can see the ads in my head and the color schemes, but I can't remember. There's probably at least 10 out there, and it's just been. And like I said, I know I've talked about this before, but I find it really disgusting that coming off a pandemic, when a lot of people are really hurting, we have all-time highs of homeless people and all-time debt highs. That these places are saying, "Give us your money. You'll win. You'll win." No, you won't. You won't. These places wouldn't exist if the people won all the time, if the customers won all the time. And the reason I get a little extra upset is Shaquille O'Neal does an ad for WinBet. So does Ben Affleck. Now I looked at their net worth. The two of those guys together are worth more than $500 million. So Shaq's worth $400 million. Ben Affleck's worth a measly $150 million. How does he get by? I guess he has to sell his soul and the souls of others to this place, WinBet, WYNN bet. So, what else did I want to talk about as far as that stuff? This was disappointing too. There's an ad for Caesars where one of my least favorite comics, JB Smoove, he does fine, but it's very simple comedy. He's hilarious. Like he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's like Larry, one of Larry David's best friends, and he shouldn't be. It's not a typical pairing because JB Smoove is like this cool, hip, young black guy, and Larry David is old ass Jewish Larry David. So it's kind of funny when they paired them together to be buddies and have to deal with each other, almost like the Odd Couple. JB Smoove, plays Caesar in these ads, and just acts like he's Caesar in ancient Rome, and come give me your money or whatever. And extra disappointing was another one of my favorite comics, Patton Oswalt, is now on the ads as well. Now Patton Oswalt's worth a measly $14 million, so I guess he needs the money, but it's just extra disappointing to see some of my favorite comics sell out for $1. So there we go. whether it's Amy Schumer selling tampons or Patton Oswalt selling a gambling app. All right, thanks, guys. I know there's a long way to get there. Thanks for following me on this rambling river I call Average Guy Opinions. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great whatever you're having. Bye.